a world that's hinging. There are two twins, Yama and Yami. And they live together. They're twins, and they are the only people on the earth, and they love the earth. The earth is amazing. The earth is so full of flowers and beauty and sunshine, and on this earth there is no night. There is only day. There is only day, and there is no time. There is only now. And therefore the world is full of abundance. It's full of life, and their hearts are so full of wonder. And they live like this, harmoniously, in symbiosis, in harmony with one another. And one day Yama gets home, and she goes up to her brother Yami, and she goes up to him, and she whispers, Yami, Yami. Well, he doesn't answer. He doesn't stir. And so she says louder, Yami, 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 and there's nothing. And so she screams, Yami, and she touches him, and she realizes that he's gone, that he's cold. Now grief strikes her heart. She cries the tears of all the oceans, and they begin to flood the world. Her grief trembles the earth, causing tornadoes, causing earthquakes, and from her heart is a blazing flame of fire that starts to burn the earth. The gods are looking down and think, what are we going to do? How are we going to save the world? For Yama's grief is too much. So they go down and they try to console her. But all she's saying over and over and over again is, Yami died today, 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 Yami died today. Completely stuck in a loop. So the gods, they have counsel, and they have an idea. For Yama only knows today. Yama does not know yesterday or tomorrow. She only knows now. So what they do is, they first create the sunrise, and then you can see the moon and the stars, and that creates yesterday and tomorrow. And Yama goes to sleep for the first time under that full moon, and when she wakes up, she feels that slightly bit better. Something in her softened. Something in her has softened. And she says, Yama died yesterday. And then the next day she says, Yama died the day before yesterday. Yama died the day before yesterday. And her grief begins to subside. Her grief begins to become a part of her. And although her love for her brother never changed, the tornadoes stopped, and the earth stopped, and the floods stopped, and she found peace with this knowing that everything changes, and that in time there is possibility of life. And so Raven had her in his hands, and he was flying, and he looked down at the whale. The whale was lifelessly floating on the ground. And he looked at the girl in his hands, and she was shrinking, and she was shrinking, and she was shrinking, and she was shrinking, and she was gone. And he spent days crying. He went onto the shore where the whale was, and he cried, and he wept, and he wept, and he wept deep tears. He wept deepest tears, tears that he didn't know existed, tears below. And they came pouring out, and when he had leaked all of those tears, he danced, and he danced, and he danced, and he danced, and he danced for days, and he danced, and he didn't stop, and he danced, and he danced, and he danced, and he took out all of his rage, and he danced, and he danced, and he danced, and he danced for weeks, until he could dance no more. And then he celebrated. And he celebrated the whale, and he celebrated his life, and he once again looked at the sun, and he felt it was so amazing that he was alive. And he knew now forever. This is not forever. It's crazy, but this is not forever. And he knew that. And so he knew that he had a job to do. He knew that he had to live real good. Real good. He had to live real good.